I'm gonna try something new here and see what people think or whatever. But um, I figure you bitch on Facebook, you bitch on Twitter about shit that pisses you off. Why not bitch on YouTube about shit that pisses you off? And what the fuck was I gonna say? Anyways, um, a lot of things that piss me off usually relate to my job, and I'll try to keep that to a minimum. Because believe me, if I went on shit about my job, and especially customers that piss me off, I have an endless supply of material. But for now, I'm gonna try to stick to like random things that everyone has to deal with that pisses. I'm sure it pisses other people off. And for this installment, my initial one, I want to talk about self checkout and also checks. It's just every time you go to the fucking grocery store, we'll start with the people with the checks. You should not be using checks anymore. There's absolutely no reason. I write checks for a couple things, such as rent. But if you're in a store and you're buying something, there's this awesome thing called a debit card that is a million times faster. And the worst are the people that they not only one, if you're gonna use a fucking check, you could write up who the check is made out to, the date, and all that fucking shit before you get there. So if you're actually gonna use a check, which is gonna take longer regardless, you could fucking have it all filled out and then just put in the money amount, and that's it. You have your signature, you have your little fucking memo, whatever you want to put on it. You have it all filled out. And then there's also people that will not only not fill anything out, but they'll fucking they'll balance their checkbook right there. Like, oh, well, blah blah blah. They also have this awesome thing called online banking or a telephone where you could call and see how much money is in your fucking account. Figure it out, dumbass. That pisses me off. But that's been pissing people off for years. Like everyone's heard the rant about checks, and I think everyone agrees on this. Like you should not be using checks anymore. But there's a new thing that pisses me off when I go to the grocery store, and that is people that don't know how to use self checkout using self checkout. If you don't know how to use it, that's cool, dude. You don't have to use it. Just wait in the fucking line with all the other fucking dumbasses and let someone else do it for you. You're ruining it for the rest of us. And you don't know what you're doing. It ends up being just as long because you don't know what you're doing. You have these people that will fucking scan the shit and they keep it in their hand or they throw it in their cart. And it says, you haven't placed your item on the weight. What do you want to do? And it's the big button that says skip bagging. And they just stand there and look at it like mesmerized. Or they'll have something where, like, there's some sort of error that happens. And, like, instead of, like, there's a self checkout person, like, employee that works there that can help you. And instead of like going to them, oh, excuse me, can you help me out with this? They just stand there like a dumb fucking cow and just like look like, and they wait. They'll wait 20 minutes before saying something. And then you have the people like they're buying a bunch of produce and all this other fucking bullshit, and it's stuff that you just can't scan the barcode and be done with it. You have to look it up, and they don't know how to do that. And they'll be sitting there dicking around forever, and then they'll have to get someone to come help them and do it. And all this stuff is fairly like pretty like the first time I could see if it's your first time ever using self checkout, like you might be like, whoa, like what the fuck do I do with this? Or what's going on here? Why is it telling me that I didn't put the item in the bag? How does it know I put the item in the bag? I could totally see it if it's your first time. But dude, these things have been around for fucking years now. So if it's your first time ever using self checkout, and the thing is, these people that do this shit, they hold up the fucking line for everyone else, which isn't even a line. It's like a short queue. And you get in and out. It's for people that know what the fuck they're doing, man. 90% of the time, when I'm going through self checkout, I'm buying alcohol, which needs approval from the person running it, and I get in and out of there always within 3 minutes. And it just pisses me off that these fucking dude. Why are you gonna use self checkout if you don't know how to fucking use it? It's like do it yourself, but you don't know how to do anything. I don't know. I could go more on a more epic rant about this, but it seems pretty fairly obvious to me that if you don't know how to use self checkout, bring like you say you're older, bring a kid with you, have them show you real quick, or have the employee show you real quick and just do it. But don't be a fucking idiot and tie things up for no reason. And when it comes to fucking checks, dude, I want to kill people that use checks. Like, what the fuck are you doing? At my work, if I have to do a check for somebody, it takes forever. Like, I have to write down their date of birth. I have to write down their driver's license number. I have to write down my initials. I have to write down an approval code. Um, I know there's something else I'm forgetting now. I have to write that down the state of their license or ID, and I have to stamp the goddamn thing. It takes like probably 5 minutes to do. When you can just simply go, same fucking thing, debit card, put in your PIN, boom, done. It's like faster than cash. And you're gonna sit there and give me a fucking check. And then at the end of the night, it's a bigger pain in the ass for me to do it. To make the deposit at the end of the night, it's a bigger pain in the ass when I have checks. I only get like probably like one or two a month. So if you still use checks, that's how you know how fucking rare you are. Because I work in a fucking store and I barely ever have to process checks. That's my little rant on this. One, don't use checks. Two, if you're going to use self checkout, make sure you know how to use it. If you don't, that's cool, that's fine, but you're a fucking idiot. And two, go have someone else do it for you. Because essentially what it comes down to is they're going to do it for you anyways. Or you're going to stand around like a fucking idiot and fuck around with the screen and look at the big thing that says skip bagging. Like totally fucking confused. When all you have to do is go, boop, skip bagging. You want to buy a fucking apple? Look up. Item lookup. Apple. And if you're going to sit there and fucking haggle about the price and shit, fuck you to begin with. That's my rant. Thanks for watching.